there's this engine started, and then you can press E to stop it again. If I want to look at my opponents, or if I want to look at my teammates or buddies or what have you, I can use the F keys to do that. F1, F2, F8, F9, Shift F9, Shift F2, Control F2. Let's have a look what I mean. I'm pressing I, and I've just pressed I once, and it shows aircraft markers. That one's 4.5 kilometers away. If I press I again, the markers disappear. If I press I again, they go on again. So that's very useful. Very useful for finding out where the action is, and for looking at the ranges of how far away aircraft are. Alright, so I'm going to press I again to get rid of that. You can also press O, and O takes me here, which is the map. Zoom in with the scroll wheel, left mouse button, click and hold to drag around. That black plane's me, blue planes are my teammates, red planes are the enemies. Press O again, I'm outside. There's some lags. I'm carrying some bombs, I'm going to get rid of those. I'm going to press F8, so I'm in the external view F2, now I'm going to press F8, and now I'm looking at an enemy. I'm going full power. There's an enemy on my tail. I'll press F8 again and it'll show me the next enemy, and I just keep cycling through F8 and it keeps showing me the enemies that are within range. So this is just me pressing F8. So I've got an enemy on my tail right now. Who is faster, him or me? He's probably a pretty fast plane. I might have to shoot him down. I'm going to F1. So I'm back in the cockpit, got full power. I've got a lag on, is it a lag? Lag 5. It's a Litecoin. I think it's an LA5 and it's on my tail. I'm adjusting track IR by pressing F12 so I can see high enough. When you hear that buffeting sound, that means you're about to stall. There's a plane in front of me there. That looks like a lag. I wonder if there's one on my tail still. No. I want to catch him without stalling out. It's probably pretty fast. I'll intercept him. Let's give him some good news. You can press I right now if you want, and it gives you an idea of the range and so on. 330 meters away. Usually I like to get about 180 meters or less, and then open up. Much greater chance of hitting the target. I can shoot him from here, but I'll use up a lot of ammo to do it. I'll give you a demo. That was a bit high. So he's a pretty fast plane. I'm sort of on the edge of the stall here, and that's hit him in the wing and the fuselage from 200 meters. It's got him on the tail. 170 meters. I'm going to reduce power right now. Might have got him in the wing then. He's a slippery bugger. He's really reduced his speed to try and make me overshoot him. He's on ace mode. That's probably done him in. I'm going, oh, there goes his tail. He's a goner. Better increase my throttle. There we go. So that's how you shoot down a Litecoin LA5. Okay, here I am in a Ju-87 Stuka. How do you operate the sirens? If you want to get that authentic Ju-87 siren sound, how do you do it? And I'm just going to try and remember. I think it's Alt-S. It is. It's Alt-S. Then I'll turn them off again. again by pressing out and S. This is left out, by the way, because there's two outs. You've got left out and right out. I'm pressing left out and S. If you press one of the outs and it doesn't work, try the other out. So that's how you use the sirens with out S. If you want to activate the dive brakes for a dive, I'm just going to cut the power. I'm going to press, what's the dive brakes? B. So it's B drops bombs, but out B activates the dive brakes. That's out B. You'll see the dive brakes coming down. See those dive brakes? It is a bit hard to see them with the gun pods there. There you've got a better view of them. So I've got dive brakes there. Now I can go into a nice dive. I've got the engine at idle. Speed's at 400 and I'm in a steep dive. Speed's at 500. I can't exceed 600. I might pull out here. No problem. Engine's at full power. Then I'm going to press out and B to get rid of those dive brakes. And you can see they're slowly coming up until they're flush with the aerofoil. So that's how you use the dive brakes, and that's how you use the siren. So siren, out S, dive brakes, right out, and B. Normally B's for bombs, but it's also for dive brakes for both the Ju-87 Stuka and the Ju-88. You can see some rockets going off there and exploding. I've got a lag 3 here, I think it is, and it's carrying some rockets, and those rockets are set to explode after they've travelled 600 meters through the air. And so by default in the weapons loadout screen, you can select, by default they're at contact so that they'll explode when they contact something. But I've set them, you can set them to 600 meters, 800 meters, and 1,000 meters, and I've set them to 600 meters. They've got like a spinning disc on the front there, that once the rocket has been loosed, that spinning disc starts spinning, and when it gets to a certain amount of revolutions that it's travelled 600 meters, it detonates. So I'm going to press R for rocket, and that looses one, and in 600 meters it explodes. R for rocket, 600 meters, it explodes. That could well be useful for hunting bombers. That one's been splash damaged. See if I can finish him off before he finishes me off. I'm going to press something, and there's my engine's gone. I'm going to press out and C, and that's hopefully going to open the canopy. Was it Control C? No, out C. There we go, now the canopy's open. And I'm going to show you a bailout here. I'm going to press left Control and E. And there we go. Now I'm pressing F2 to follow the pilot. And there's a bailout, using the mouse to look around. So that's how you use the rockets. Here I am flying the BF-110, and it's equipped with the, you'll notice I've got an engine out, it's equipped with the BK 3.7. I got hit just before I turned the camera on by an ME-109. I'm pressing F8 and that shows me an aircraft down there, enemy aircraft that is. There's some PE2s down there, and I'm going to see if I can hit them with the BK 3.7. Pressing I shows me there's a PE2 down there. There's one there. You get 6 shots before you have to reload, and I'll show you how you reload. got him. Let's take on this one. Full power. Just too late. I've got full control deflection. I just missed him. Don't want to stall out here. Don't want to overshoot. And that's got him. Let's press out and R, and a few seconds later the BK will be online again. 800 meters away, it's pretty far away. You could hear it reloading there. Let's try again from this extreme distance. You get 6 shots, and then you go press out and R again to reload. So the main thing I'm trying to illustrate here is not that I'm flying with an engine out, or that I'm all shot up, or that I'm very far away, or that I'm wasting the MGs from a kilometre away. The main thing I'm trying to illustrate is when you want to reload the BK, you press out and R. Out, key, and R for Romeo. Currently in a JU-88. Going to F2. So I'm going to go upside down for a second. I'm going to press the N button. Have a look at that. I've just pressed N, and there goes the bomb bay doors opening, giving it full power. They're up there. I'm going to press I, and I'm going to press H, was it? There, see that yellow dot? That shows where the bombs are going to land. I've pressed I, and then I've pressed H. So the yellow dot, you access it through H. If I press B, it'll drop one of the big bombs. I'll do that just now. There we go. And the contents of the bomb bay drops. Geez, that was a massive explosion. Looks like one of the ships is going up in flames. That wasn't from me though, I don't know. I think that was one of the other JU-88s that's flying around. You can see him up there. He's dropped his load on the ship. Right, so I'm coming in here. I. Going F4. Going B, or F7. I've got a 3-second delay on that. I got him, but also someone got me. My finger's on the B button on the keyboard. I'm going to drop 50 kilograms on this ship. Ready, steady, go. Control F7. Staying low to avoid the ACAC. There we go, got him. That dropped those munitions as a stick. All of them all at once, not just one at a time. So that's how you use that. So again, the key to it all is pressing N to open the bomb bay doors, and then afterwards, if you want, you can press N to close them. And that'll probably make the aircraft more aerodynamically clean, and it'll fly better. JU-88, like the JU-87, is a dive bomber capable aircraft, so you can activate the dive brakes by pressing out and something, out and B, and that'll those dive brakes that are under the wing there, I'm going to press out and B, and they'll start coming out. There they are there, so that I don't crash. I'll press out and B again to close them, because they cause a lot of parasite drag. So now I'm closing them. So you just cycle through open and close by pressing out B, out B, out B, out B. Gear, flaps, reducing the power, nose down. So I'm hearing some bad noise there, like the flaps snapping off or something. My speed's not very high. So what does the plane look like on the outside? So I've got some gear, I've got some flaps, that's looking good. I might give it some power. Round out, oh, it's going to be a heavy landing. Power off. We're floating 20 meters above the runway. I'm going to try and flare tail wheel first there, I think, and I'm much higher up above the ground than a fighter plane, so that is a landing. And that's a ground loop. Again, if you want to stop the engine, press E. Want to lift the flaps up, press Shift and then F. Hold down Shift and hold down F. That'll lift up the flaps. If you want to open the bomb bay, press N. If you want to get closer, press 11, and then you've got a free look camera by pressing not 11, F11. Press and hold right mouse button, and then you can move around like this. Move around with the mouse. Press N, opens the bomb bay doors. Press N, closes the bomb bay doors. That's N on the keyboard. Press and hold right mouse button, slide the mouse, and you can zoom right out. Thanks, Matt, for your donation and your video idea. Everyone else, if you have a video idea, make a donation and leave your video idea in the comments. Also, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe.